I hope you're having an amazing day. My name is Colin. In this video, we're going to have another look at the crypto gaming market as of today. But first, we're going to have a look at Bitcoin. Nothing in this video is financial advice. It is for entertainment purposes only. Bitcoin has been slowly moving down as of this morning. So last night, basically, it reached a 45.5K at about 6 p.m. and then dropped to at about 1 p.m. So early this morning, it basically reached the lowest level at about 42.9 and has then seen a linear upward trend moving slowly up. However, this volatility, as we spoke very much so the last week about stabilization of Bitcoin, this volatility, this small drop here and then the pump and then the initial drop here, the market is immediately reacting. And that's what we often see when Bitcoin has this much of volatility. If we look at the fear and greed index, we can see we're still neutral. Right? We didn't close on a bad movement. Everything was quite good, but it also didn't change from yesterday. So it was still neutral then, and it's still neutral now. When we look at the top 100 coins, you can see that after the actual dip, everything dipped, right? We can see all the graphs, everything dipped. And a lot of things move to stable because people panic. Now it's having a small recovery, 0.5%. Things are moving more into the green, and the stables are turning red, right? So that's a clear pattern that we can see. Some coins still up 3-4% and making some faster recovery. Other than that, top 100 coins, except for Elrond gaining 16% today, is quite stable, 1%, 2% gains, 1%, 2% in the red. In the crypto market, that is quite common, right? We wouldn't really reflect those as gains and or losses. That is quite normal. When we look at something like IATAX, which got the IATAX pad coming up, making significant gains again today and this week in preparation, obviously, for probably their biggest launch of this year. Now, we haven't looked at Immutable X for a while, but it should still be somewhere here. Immutable X basically on rank 117, basically going from a top 100 position 80 coin, dropping in the market cap steadily because of the initial GameStop disaster there, losing the trust of its investors. Anchor Velas still doing quite well, just outside the top 100s where they usually are. Let's look at crypto gaming, because crypto gaming actually is doing really, really well. So at the actual dump, nothing that much happened on the crypto gaming scene. Everything is still in the green, or not everything, but most of these coins are. So I am going to return again to Falcon, which has used amazing rally today. And I keep coming back to anybody doing swing trades. Look at how many opportunities you could harvest on a weekly basis. This is just my opinion, not financial advice, but if you would take any low entry point where you see the graph reversal and make an entry, you can make some quick flips with Falcon, basically 2, 3, maybe even 4 times per week. Vulcan definitely has a very good pattern for this. Illuvium making steady gains. The demo trailer they showed was really good. And Gala stabilizing right now. When we look at the guilds, the Yield Guild games still at a 300 million market cap, so also stable right there. UFO Gaming losing some of its value, but it makes sense after the huge pump it went through, right? It made a huge rally. Now it's losing a little bit of its value, which is basically fine, right? It's quite normal. Nothing just grows and keeps up shooting to the moon without losing any value. Cedify, very small minor, 35%. Wilder World, 30%-ish. Definitely a very good last 7 days for crypto gaming. Krabata, again, basically recuperating its initial downtrend. So anytime Krabata moves down from $2 there, and then it goes up again slowly. But on a 7-day pattern, you can still see that linear upward trend, definitely for Krabata. I haven't covered it many times, right? So when we go more down, we got Merit Circle right here, one of the other guild projects. Last 7 days were really good, but obviously suffered tremendously during the Bitcoin dump. Or at least not the dump, but more so the crash, that is. Other project like Splinter Shots, sorry, my bad, doing well. And when we go a little bit more down, it turns a little bit more red. So as soon as we go under 25 million market cap, it's a little bearish. There are a lot of red numbers here. The green numbers are not as significant, and the red numbers are becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. We have an interesting highlight because today is the 11th of February. So in 2 days, the Soul Chicks vesting will be released on the 13th, which my prediction for this price is still going to be 2 cents. 2 cents is, I think, where this will end, which basically with under $1 million volume traded, no new announcements ever since. This will be quite an interesting journey because you would get half, not even half of the IDO pricing, right? Depending on which investor you are, I would get half, which basically a 50% loss. It's not great, but it's better than nothing. Projects which have a similar market cap at this point, the Vina Finance, because Solchix went down so bad, are showing very, very promising results. So where this is basically a disaster moving downwards, all these other projects are doing well. The Crypto Prophecies, I don't know exactly what this is, but it's making tremendous gains today. As you can see, big pumps in volume as well. Maybe it got listed on KuCoin today, I'm not sure. Let's head over to Twitter, have a look, because an exchange listing would bring that kind of volume. Or maybe it's just pumping as is, right? 6th of February, no, I think it's just pumping. They don't have any major announcements going on. But it's quite cool to see microcap gaming coins still making the unrealistic 50-70% gains, right? People always say it's not possible, but in crypto gaming, microcaps, it definitely, in crypto general, I would say it's possible, but this is very cool to see 50% gain on a gaming project I haven't even looked at. So we might have to look into the Crypto Prophecies when it moves down. We already missed the pump, we're not gonna jump in now, but everything else is looking quite stable. When we head over to the Launchpads, however, it's bleeding, right? So the volatility of Bitcoin is reflecting here on the actual Launchpad tokens. Everything is basically into the red. There are two where we have GameFi and Impossible Finance Launchpad that are in the green. Paid Network is basically trying to recuperate its significant loss. 4% up, nothing too interesting there. All the other launchpads are now shooting up to the green all of a sudden. So all of a sudden there's a lot of green. Maybe it's just pumping right now, but there's also a lot of red, right? Which basically comes back to the point I keep stressing the last couple of days. The fact that the volatility in the market is not good for launchpads, right? Launchpads need a semi-bullish pattern where people are comfortable. So the fear and greed index definitely needs to be in the green, on the greedish side of things, for these launchpads to do economically well. However, it's not always necessarily about the actual token of the launchpad. It's obviously definitely about the allocations as well. When we go and have a look at our regular Retrieval looks where the halving has occurred. So in my opinion, this is not really as risky anymore. However, it still offers substantial amount of risk, and the token has significantly lost a lot of its value over the last 7 days. So of course I looked at it, but I didn't touch it, and I would definitely not recommend it. Let's head over to OpenSea, where we can see the Carafuru, if that's how you pronounce it, has been pumping like crazy. The Hape has been hot, Asuki still hot, Clone X still hot, right? It's not any of these collections that I follow. I think Asuki will stay there, but I think all the other ones will slowly move down at a later stage. Bored Ape sitting at about 90 Ethereum, so definitely a 20% drop in value. 20%, 10% drop in value, 20% drop in volume traded. When we look at Pixelman, obviously this guy did crazy on his launch, but there was a 3 Ethereum mint, I believe. It's now 1 Ethereum, which is obviously a little bit of a disaster, but the hype was definitely there. Mutant Ape sitting just under 20 Ethereum. Then we scroll down a little bit. Sandbox, Doodles, everything is quite stable. World of Women, Decentraland, Bored Ape Kennel Club 7.8, moving down a little bit. And what else is available? MetaConks, doing it in Clay token. I've never seen that on OpenSea before. Neo Tokyo Outdoor Identities gaining in volume, but the floor price significantly dropped after the tournament because people were not happy how things were going. And this is obviously after a free minting event because they could mint free item caches. They dump their original NFT required for that. VFriends moving down as well. And you can basically see an overall bearish pattern in the NFT market, which is normal with Ethereum either gaining in value or stabilizing after that initial pump on the entire NFT space for, I would say, the last 2 to 3 weeks. This is something that normally occurs. So Journey Club down to 3.5 from basically a 5 floor, so it's losing value quite quickly. Crypto bets less than 1 Ethereum, and here you got the Neo Tokyo item caches I was referring to. 114th on volume, so there's definitely a lot of volume traded, but the floor is really low. Definitely an interesting opportunity. Superfarm Genesis series gaining value because of the imposters whitelist opportunity. No official announcement has been made yet, but definitely interesting. So there's some rares, there's some comments. So the comments are still about 2.4, 2.5 Ethereum, right? What's the floor has been, but there's still a lot of volume going on this collection right now because everybody wants to join the imposters game whitelist. And that's basically everything that I've been looking at for the last couple of days. There's nothing much going on. There's no major announcements. However, I do have one very, very big announcement. For Digits Club, which is my own NFT project, which I'm not going to shill here. You can check it out in the comments down below. Digitsclub.com. We have our own private Discord where you can join for free. There's also a section which requires you an NFT, but we are giving away whitelist spots in the Discord community. So if you want to get whitelisted to mint one of these exclusive Digits Club NFTs, go check the link in the description down below, join the Discord and get the information there on how to get a whitelist spot for this upcoming mint, which is happening quite soon. So if you're interested in that, definitely check that out. Obviously, we are going to partner with some big projects, but you can also get a whitelist spot potentially by joining our own Discord and getting the information there. So if you're interested, check that out through the link in the description down below. I'll be back tomorrow with more crypto gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.